Archangel Michael and Jesus says, "You will lose both of us if you skip, you have only 10 seconds." God says, "Chosen one, do not skip. No matter what open right now. This moment is not ordinary. It is not another scroll. This is your invitation to step closer to the warm, eternal light that God is gently holding out for you. Don't turn away from the love that has waited for you since the beginning. Let your heart feel, let your spirit listen, and just breathe in what the Lord wants to pour into your soul today. You are not here by accident. You are seen. You are loved. And right now, heaven is speaking softly to your name. Type Amen if you believe. There is a stillness that follows when the voice of the Lord settles over your life like a peaceful blanket. It does not come with thunder. It does not shake the mountains or tear open the skies. Instead, it comes in the most gentle way, through a quiet nudge in your chest, a tear you cannot explain, or a feeling that something higher than this world has just placed its hand on your shoulder. That is how God speaks. That is how Jesus moves. He reaches into our chaos, into the broken and trembling places we hide from others, and says with soft certainty, "I am here." You do not have to earn His love. You do not have to perform to be seen. He loved you first. He chose you before you even knew what His name meant. There are days when the heart feels heavy, when the sky looks dim even though the sun is out, and you feel like you are walking through life with a weight that no one can see. It may be hard to explain to others, and maybe you've even stopped trying. But God sees it all. He sees the nights you cry quietly and the mornings when getting out of bed feels like lifting a mountain. He sees the smile you wear when your soul is aching. He knows the burdens you've carried without complaint. And even now, when your strength feels like it's slipping through your fingers, He is holding you tighter than ever before. Jesus has not forgotten you. He never looked away. In the quiet corners of your life, when no one is watching, and you feel completely invisible, that is when God draws the nearest. He doesn't need grand gestures. He doesn't wait for you to be perfect. His love pours over you in your flaws, your mistakes, your confusion, and your regrets. Jesus didn't come for the ones who had it all together. He came for the ones who were lost, tired, aching, and unsure. That's where He does His best work. That's where healing begins. And that is where your story can begin again, right now, with Him. Type 1111 if you trust in God. Sometimes, the world will try to convince you that you're alone in your struggles, that no one truly understands the pain you carry or the silent wars you fight within. But God knows. Jesus knows. He was rejected, misunderstood, mocked, and left alone to carry the weight of the world. So when you cry in the dark, when you whisper prayers you're not even sure will reach heaven, know that He is closer than the air around you. He collects every tear. He listens when no one else does. He stands beside you when you feel abandoned. He is the one constant in a world full of fading things. You may have made choices that brought pain. You may have wandered down paths that left you wounded and empty. But God has never walked away from you. Not once. Even when you were far from Him, He was right behind you, waiting for the moment your heart would turn back. His love isn't fragile. It's not conditional. It's not like human love that can break or leave. His love is the kind that follows you into every corner of darkness and lights a path back home. You don't have to run anymore. You don't have to pretend anymore. Just open your heart and let Him in. There is power in the name of Jesus. Not the kind of power that rules with force, but the kind that softens hardened hearts, heals unseen wounds, and raises broken people back to their feet. When you whisper His name with trembling lips, all of heaven leans in to listen. When you call on Him in your weakest moment, something begins to shift in the spiritual realm. Because His name carries the promise of peace, of restoration, of second chances, and of unconditional love. He is not far away. He is not distant. He is right here, calling you softly, longing for you to believe that you are not beyond His reach. When storms rise in your life and fear begins to creep into your soul like a shadow, remember this: Jesus walked on water in the middle of a storm just to reach His disciples. He didn't wait for calm seas. He didn't wait for them to come to Him. He moved toward them through the wind and waves, just like He's moving toward you right now. He is not afraid of your storm. He is not shaken by your circumstances. He is steady, constant, and brave for you when you have nothing left to give. He will not let the waves pull you under. He will hold you above the deep. Even when you feel numb, when your prayers feel empty, when you wonder if God hears you at all, He is still listening. He understands the prayers you can't even form with words. He hears the ache in your silence. And more than that, He answers in ways you cannot always see in the moment. Sometimes His answer is strength to get through the day. Sometimes it's a whisper of peace when everything is falling apart. And sometimes, it's just the comfort of knowing you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. He is working in the background, even now. That spark, no matter how small, is proof that Jesus is not done with you. He is drawing you gently, calling you to remember that you are not forgotten, not cast aside, not lost in the shuffle of this world. You are seen, held, and loved more deeply than you could ever measure. Type 222 if you trust Jesus. What if you could unlock a secret brain wave that top scientists discovered inside the hippocampus, the very switch that signals wealth and abundance? Hidden from the public for decades, this breakthrough can rewire your mind to attract prosperity faster than you imagined. Picture the stress of bills replaced with financial freedom and new opportunities. Every delay is a missed blessing, and those who act now are already walking into the wealth you deserve. Step forward before the door closes. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate this ancient money wave and step into abundance today. There are days when you wonder if things will ever change, if peace will ever come, or if the aching inside your chest will ever quiet down. You carry so much, and though you keep going, there are cracks forming beneath the surface. But God sees the cracks, and He does not turn away. Instead, He leans closer. He sees your faith, even when it's quiet and trembling. He sees the hope you hold on to, even when your hands feel weak. You don't have to fight to be noticed. You don't have to prove your worth. You were already worth everything to Him when He sent His Son to carry your pain. Jesus knows what it feels like to be weary, to be misunderstood, to be burdened by sorrow. He didn't only come to save you, He came to walk with you. He came to sit in the pain with you, to wipe your tears when no one else is there, to whisper peace into your chaos, and to lift your spirit when it feels like you're sinking. That kind of love is not distant or harsh. It's patient. It's warm. It's tender. And it never runs out, even when you've run out of strength. He isn't watching from a distance, waiting for you to fix yourself. He's kneeling beside you, ready to carry you forward. God's timing may feel confusing at times, especially when you're praying with everything you have, and nothing seems to move. But His silence is not absence. His delay is not denial. In the waiting, He is working. In the stillness, He is shaping something beautiful that will make sense in time. You might not see the whole picture yet, but that doesn't mean He's not painting one. He is weaving every part of your story, even the hard chapters, into something purposeful and eternal. Trust that the very hands that formed the stars are holding your life with care and intention. Type 555 to receive healing through Christ. Every breath you take is a gift, a reminder that God hasn't given up on you. Even when the weight of life feels unbearable, even when people fail you, even when it seems like no one understands, you can rest in the truth that Jesus does. He knows the exact depth of your hurt, the battles you never speak of, and the dreams you've buried deep. And still, He stays. Still, He chooses you again and again. He will never walk away. His love has no limits, no conditions, no expiration date. It remains when everything else falls apart. There's a soft, healing strength in surrender. Not the kind that means giving up, but the kind that means letting go of the illusion that you have to handle everything alone. Surrendering to Jesus is not weakness, it is the bravest thing your soul can do. When you lift your hands and say, "I can't do this on my own," heaven moves. The Holy Spirit comes in, not to scold you, but to comfort you. You are not built to carry every burden by yourself. You are meant to lean, to rest, to trust. And as you do, you will feel His presence wrap around you like a gentle covering of peace. You may have faced rejection, betrayal, or heartbreak that left deep scars on your soul. Those wounds may have made you question your worth or made you fearful of love. But God's love is different. His love heals instead of harms. His love restores instead of abandons. His love sees every flaw and chooses you anyway. In Him, you are safe. In Him, you are enough. And every piece of you, even the broken parts, is welcome at His table. He doesn't just tolerate you, He delights in you. He rejoices over your existence. He smiles when you turn your face toward Him. There is a reason you are still here. There is a reason your heart still beats and your spirit still longs for something greater. God is not finished. What you've lost will never outweigh what He's preparing for you. The heartbreaks, the failures, the loneliness, they will all be used for good. In His hands, nothing is wasted. He will take what the enemy meant to destroy you and use it to strengthen your testimony. He will restore what was taken. He will redeem what was broken. And you will rise, not in your own strength, but in His. You don't need to understand everything to believe. Faith is not about having all the answers. It's about choosing to trust even when you don't. It's waking up each day and saying, God, I still believe you're good, even when life feels heavy. It's looking at the storm and choosing not to run, but to lean on the one who calms the seas. Jesus will meet you there. He will hold you steady. He will whisper truth to silence every lie that's tried to convince you that you're not enough. You are more than enough in Him. You are chosen. You are loved. You are carried. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. The love of Jesus isn't fragile. It's not a love that breaks when you mess up, or leaves when you're struggling. His love remains steady through every high and low, every failure and every fear. There's a sweetness in His presence that comforts even the deepest aches. Maybe you haven't felt it in a while, maybe life has hardened you a bit, maybe you've gone through so much that your heart built quiet walls to survive. But Jesus can walk through walls. He comes in gently, never forcing His way, always waiting for the smallest opening. He comes to heal, not to hurt. He comes to restore, not to scold. There are places in your heart that have been bruised for years. Wounds you thought would never heal. Maybe someone walked away when you needed them most. Maybe you were told you weren't enough, or that your dreams didn't matter. Maybe you've made mistakes that haunt you in the stillness of the night. But no matter how deep the pain or how long the wound has been there, Jesus still chooses to step into those broken places with tenderness. He does not recoil from your scars. He reaches for them. He understands the pain behind them. And His love begins to heal what no one else could even touch. A mysterious 9-word prayer once sealed inside a private government vault is now resurfacing, and people everywhere are seeing financial breakthroughs overnight. Experts say it triggers a long silent part of the human brain responsible for abundance and wealth attraction. It takes less than 30 seconds to repeat, yet it's turning struggle into prosperity. Thousands are reporting cleared loans, sudden cash inflows, and unexpected blessings. Click the link in the description and comments before this secret disappears again. When you feel like giving up, when it feels like your prayers bounce off the ceiling, when hope seems like a faint echo from a distant past, God is still there. The silence does not mean absence. He is working, even when you can't see Him. He is planting seeds of breakthrough in the soil of your waiting. He knows how long you've been holding on. He sees how you keep showing up, even when it's hard. And He honors that faith. He never ignores it. His timing may not match your plans, but His plans are always better than what you could imagine. He is building something in your life that is worth the wait. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. Even in the mess, in the moments when you've said things you regret, done things you wish you could undo, and wondered if God could ever look at you the same way, He already has. And He never looked away. His grace is not fragile. It doesn't run out. It doesn't skip over you. It is always enough. Jesus doesn't count your failures, He covers them. He doesn't wait for you to get everything right before He calls you His. He loved you from the start. He loves you right now. And He will keep loving you into the future you don't even see yet. There's something sacred about surrender. Not the kind that comes from fear, but the kind that flows from trust. When you let go of trying to control everything and just say, "God, I give it to you," there's a shift that happens in your spirit. The pressure begins to lift. The storm inside quiets just a little. You begin to remember that you are not carrying your life alone. You don't have to know every step, every answer, every outcome. You just have to trust the one who does. And he is good. He is faithful. He will never lead you astray. In your weakest moments, when your strength fails, and you feel like you're barely holding it together, Jesus stands strong for you. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't lose patience. He doesn't shame you for struggling. Instead, he meets you right there, in the middle of your weakness, and becomes your strength. He whispers peace to your anxious thoughts. He breathes life into your weary soul. He takes your hand and walks with you, not because you're perfect, but because you're his. He is not disappointed in you. He sees the fight in you, and he's proud that you haven't given up. There will be days when fear tries to take over, when your mind races with what ifs, and your heart fills with worry. But in those moments, remember who walks beside you. Jesus is not shaken by the things that scare you. He is not surprised by your panic or your pain. He offers a peace that doesn't always make sense but always holds you together. That peace is not found in avoiding storms, it's found in knowing that you are never alone in them. You are never facing anything alone. His presence is your promise. If your heart is broken, if you're walking through loss, through uncertainty, or through grief that seems too big to carry, God is near to you. Not in a distant way, but in the most personal way. He sees the things no one else sees. He knows what your smile hides. He knows the questions you don't even say out loud. And in all of it, he stays close. He is the healer of broken hearts. He is the rest for the weary. He is the anchor for every soul that feels like it's drifting. And he will never give up on you. Not now. Not ever. God is not keeping a list of your flaws. He is keeping track of your faithfulness. The small moments of obedience, the quiet decisions to trust him, the times you chose to be kind even when it was hard, those matter to him. He sees what no one else applauds. He honors the hidden places. And one day, you will see how none of it was wasted. Every single tear, every late-night prayer, every time you whispered his name, it all counted. It all mattered. It all moved his heart. And his promises will come to pass. You were not created to live crushed by fear, shame, or despair. You were created to walk in the light of God's love, to breathe in his peace, and to shine with the joy of knowing you are his. This world may try to dim your light, but the spirit inside of you cannot be extinguished. You carry heaven within you. You carry the fingerprints of a God who doesn't make mistakes. And your life is still unfolding under his care. Keep trusting. Keep hoping. Keep believing. You are not alone, and you never have been. He has come near with compassion that holds no judgment and with a tenderness that wraps itself around your weary soul like a warm blanket of comfort. Jesus is drawing close to remind you that nothing you have faced has pushed him away, and nothing you will face can separate you from the love he has prepared for your life, because His presence is steady, constant, and deeply personal in every single moment you breathe. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There are moments when the heart feels heavy for reasons even you cannot fully describe, and the world around you becomes overwhelming in quiet ways that make you feel smaller than you really are. But God does not see you as small. He sees you as cherished, chosen, and covered in a purpose that has been written long before your first breath. Even when you feel lost, He sees the exact path beneath your feet, and He knows how to guide you one gentle step at a time toward healing, peace, and restoration. Jesus understands the storms you've been walking through, the fears you try to hide, and the silent battles that weigh on your chest each morning, yet He continues to reach for you with hands that never grow tired of lifting you higher. He is not asking you to pretend to be strong, because your honesty brings Him closer, and your vulnerability allows His compassion to move tenderly within you. He is here to remind you that you matter deeply, not because of what you do, but because of who you are in His heart. Buried deep in forgotten archives, a 9-word phrase once hidden from the public is now transforming ordinary lives. Neuroscientists call it a wealth frequency activator, because it awakens a part of the brain that naturally draws prosperity. It takes just seconds to speak, but the change can last a lifetime. People are waking up debt-free and financially secure. The page could vanish at any moment. Click the link before it's gone for good. You may have walked through seasons where hope felt like a distant memory, where your spirit felt drained by disappointment, and where your voice grew quiet because you were unsure if anyone was listening. But God heard you then, and He hears you now. He has never overlooked your pain, and He has never dismissed your faith, even when it came in small, trembling pieces. Every moment you chose to keep going, even when you were hurting, was seen and honored in heaven. Jesus walks beside you with a compassion that understands every detail of your story, every moment that shaped you, and every struggle that taught you how to fight even when you felt too weak to stand. In the gentlest ways, He whispers that you are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and more loved than you'll ever realize. Life can feel like a long road when the weight of sadness lingers in your heart, but God has been placing small lights along your path, moments of grace and quiet reminders that you are not forgotten, even in the darkest hours. Sometimes the light comes through a memory, a whisper of peace in the middle of anxiety, or a soft sense that something beautiful is still possible for you. These moments are not coincidences. They are gifts from God, meant to remind you that even when the world feels heavy, heaven is still holding you with a love that cannot fade. Jesus understands the pain you've carried, and He understands the dreams you tucked away because they felt too fragile to hope for again. He wants you to know that nothing is too broken for Him to restore, and nothing is too far gone for Him to bring back to life. There is a strength rising within you that comes not from the world, but from the Spirit of God working quietly in your heart. This strength doesn't shout or rush. It grows slowly, steadily, like a seed breaking through the soil after a long winter. Jesus is nurturing that strength, breathing warmth into places that once felt cold, and guiding you into a season where your heart will experience the softness of His presence in deeper ways. He wants you to know that healing is not a race, and growth is not something you must force. Everything in your life is unfolding at a pace designed with care, compassion, and divine intention. Trust that the timing, though sometimes confusing, is filled with love. You are not meant to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, even though you often try. God sees how hard you've been trying to be strong, to hold everything together, and to keep moving when your heart feels tired. He is inviting you to rest, not as a sign of weakness, but as a reminder that His strength is made perfect in your moments of surrender. When you place your burdens in His hands, He lifts them with gentleness, not force, and surrounds you with peace that begins to heal the places that were hurting for far too long. Jesus is not asking you to figure everything out. He is inviting you to trust that He already has. There is a softness in God's love that reaches the deepest places of your heart, the parts you rarely show others, the corners where old grief and quiet fears hide behind your daily smile. He sees every piece, and He loves you through it all. His love does not shrink away from your pain or your questions. Instead, it draws even closer, because He knows the exact comfort your heart needs, and He knows how to speak peace into your spirit in ways no human voice could ever match. Jesus is carrying you through moments you didn't think you would survive, and He is guiding you toward healing that will feel like stepping into sunlight after standing in the shadows for too long. Type 2323 if you agree. There's something sacred happening inside you, even if it feels small and unnoticeable right now. Healing often doesn't come with flashes of light or loud announcements. Sometimes, it begins in the quiet shift within, when your heart finally dares to believe that things can be different. When you begin to trust that even though your past has had pain, your future still holds promise. God is doing something tender in your life. It may not be obvious to those around you, and it may not even be fully clear to you yet, but deep within your spirit, He is rebuilding what was torn down, watering what felt dry, and calling life back into the dreams you buried in fear. Jesus walks with you through the wilderness, not to leave you there, but to lead you out with new strength. He understands the questions that come when everything feels uncertain. He understands when faith feels fragile, when hope is worn thin, and when joy feels too far away. But He doesn't expect you to fix it alone. He doesn't ask you to put on a brave face for Him. Instead, He sits with you in the valley, holds your hand, and walks at your pace. He brings comfort into your confusion, and slowly, steadily, He begins to lift the heaviness off your heart. He is not rushing you. He is guiding you, patiently and gently, toward the healing that your soul longs for. There are promises God made over your life that have not been forgotten. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, even when time has passed and hope has faded, His word still stands. Heaven does not forget what it declares. The delays you've faced are not denials, they are sacred pauses, designed not to punish, but to prepare. God is aligning things behind the scenes, arranging healing where it's needed, building strength in the areas you felt weak, and preparing the exact moment when the doors will open in a way that only He could make possible. You are not stuck. You are not left behind. You are being shaped in the waiting. What if a simple 7-minute sound frequency could awaken a forgotten brain signal designed to pull wealth toward you like a magnet? Backed by shocking CIA files and neuroscience, this discovery is now changing lives everywhere. Think of debts melting away, promotions arriving, and abundance flowing freely. This is the one moment that can rewrite your future, but only if you claim it now, because hesitation will only keep you chained to the same struggles. Click the link in video description and comments below to experience the hidden wealth wave and let your financial destiny shift in your favor today. Sometimes the world makes you feel like you have to keep up, stay strong, and smile through everything, even when you're breaking inside. But Jesus never asked you to carry that weight. His arms are always open to receive the full weight of your heart, not just the pretty parts, but the pain, the fear, and the exhaustion too. You don't have to be perfect for him. You just have to be willing to let him in. And once you do, even in the smallest way, he begins to move with power and compassion, restoring you from the inside out, not by demanding change, but by loving you into wholeness. Type 2020 to claim miracles. You were not created to live a life buried under shame, regret, or self-doubt. You were created to walk with God, to live in the light of His grace, to breathe deeply in His peace, and to walk boldly in the purpose He placed inside you. The things you've been through, the heartbreak, the rejection, the seasons of loss, they don't define you. They are part of your journey, yes, but they are not the end of your story. God is still writing, still shaping, still guiding you toward a life that will shine with His glory in ways you've yet to imagine. Nothing is wasted. Every part of your story is being used to create something beautiful, meaningful, and filled with purpose. There is a quiet courage that rises in your soul when you begin to trust Jesus more than your circumstances. It doesn't look like shouting or grand gestures. It looks like showing up when you're tired. It looks like choosing hope when it would be easier to quit. It looks like whispering a prayer through your tears and believing that God still hears you. That courage is not weakness, it's strength beyond understanding. And it's the kind of strength that heaven honors deeply. You are stronger than you think, not because of your own might, but because of the Spirit of God living and breathing within you, guiding every step you take. God never promised life would be easy, but He did promise He would never leave you. And that promise still holds. Even in the silence. Even in the unknown. Even in the middle of your struggle. His presence is not determined by your emotions, it is anchored in His eternal love for you. Whether you feel Him or not, He is still there. Whether you understand what He's doing or not, He is still working. And one day, you will look back and see the thread of grace that carried you through what felt impossible. His love will never leave you stranded. His love will always carry you through. There are miracles that heaven is preparing for your life that your eyes haven't seen and your heart hasn't imagined yet. Don't let the enemy convince you that your best days are behind you. Don't let fear steal the joy of the promises still unfolding. God is not finished blessing you. He is not done surprising you with goodness. Stay open. Stay soft. Stay willing to believe that He has more for you, not because you've earned it, but because His love is that deep, that generous, that limitless. You don't have to chase blessings. You just have to stay close to the one who pours them out in His perfect time. Every part of your life is held in the hands of a God who loves you more than words can express. You may feel forgotten by people, but you are remembered by heaven. You may feel unseen by the world, but you are fully seen by the one who created the stars. You may feel like giving up, but God is still writing your story, still holding your heart, and still calling you forward. You are not just surviving. You are growing, becoming, healing, and rising. One day at a time. One breath at a time. One step closer to the beauty He's been preparing all along. Type Amen if you believe. There are moments in your journey that feel like breaking points, times when your heart is exhausted from trying, when prayers feel unanswered, and your mind fills with quiet doubt. You wonder if things will ever change. You begin to question your strength and even your faith. But in those very moments, God is not disappointed in you. He doesn't turn His face away. Instead, He places His hand over your life and whispers, "I'm still here." He does not leave when your faith is shaken. He does not step back when you struggle. His love does not operate on the condition of your perfection. It flows endlessly, especially when you feel like you have nothing left to give. The world might tell you to hide your weaknesses, to stay quiet about your pain, to pretend everything is okay. But Jesus welcomes your honesty. He doesn't ask for performance. He asks for presence. He wants the real you, the one who's been through disappointment, who has wounds that still sting, and who is still learning how to trust again. He can work with that. He can heal that. He can build something beautiful from what's been broken. You don't have to hide. You don't have to explain. You just have to come as you are, and He will meet you there with open arms and gentle grace. There is a quiet transformation happening in your soul, even if you don't feel it yet. Healing doesn't always come with loud celebrations or instant relief. Sometimes it happens in the silence, in the slow rebuilding of trust, in the moments when you choose peace over panic, or when you choose prayer over fear. These choices may feel small, but they are powerful. They shift the atmosphere around you. They invite God to move more deeply. Jesus celebrates every little step you take toward hope, toward light, toward love. Nothing is too small to matter to Him. Type 1111 if you trust in God. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the Money Magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. There is purpose in your pain, even when it feels meaningless. God is not the author of suffering, but He is the master of redemption. What the enemy meant to destroy you, God is shaping into something that will lift you and bless others through you. The valleys you've walked through, the tears you've cried in secret, the moments you kept going when everything told you to quit, those have not gone unnoticed. Heaven has kept record, not to punish you, but to reward you. There is beauty rising from the ashes. There is light breaking through the clouds. There is hope unfolding, right now, even if you can't yet see it clearly. The way God sees you is different from the way the world sees you. The world sees mistakes, flaws, and imperfections. God sees perseverance, growth, and beauty. He sees a heart that still tries, even after disappointment. He sees someone who hasn't given up, even when it would have been easier to. You are not a failure. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are His. And He takes joy in calling you His own. You carry a light that the world needs, a story that will speak life into others, and a future that heaven is already preparing. You were created for more than just survival. You were made to thrive, to walk in peace, to love deeply, and to experience joy that cannot be shaken by circumstances. Life may not always be easy, and pain may still visit from time to time, but Jesus came to carry you through every moment, not just the good ones, but the heavy ones too. He wants you to live with a heart that feels free, even in the middle of uncertainty. He wants you to live with faith that refuses to give up, even when everything around you says otherwise. That kind of faith is powerful. That kind of faith can move mountains. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to feel like you're still trying to figure things out. What matters is that you keep showing up, that you keep leaning into God, even when your voice is shaking, even when your heart is heavy. Jesus is not measuring your worth by how perfect you are. He is holding your hand through every step, guiding you gently, and reminding you that even in your uncertainty, you are still His beloved child. There is no moment too messy for His grace. There is no mistake too great for His mercy. When you feel like everything around you is shifting, when it feels like the ground beneath you is unsteady, let that be the moment you remember that God is unshakable. He does not change with the seasons. He does not grow weary. He does not break His promises. His word is steady. His love is sure. And His plans for you are filled with goodness. You may not know what tomorrow holds, but you can rest knowing the one who holds tomorrow also holds you close. Type 222 if you believe Jesus is walking with you. There's a quiet courage inside you that has carried you through more than you realize. Even on days when you felt like giving up, you still chose to get up. Even when your heart was heavy, you kept going. That is not weakness. That is the strength of someone who is held by grace, guided by mercy, and loved unconditionally by Jesus. The world doesn't always see that kind of strength, but heaven sees it. God sees it. He honors the fight in you, the faith that remains even when it's small, and the quiet hope that still flickers in your soul despite everything you've faced. Sometimes the road you're walking can feel lonely, like no one truly understands the weight you carry or the thoughts that visit you when the world goes silent. But Jesus understands. He walked through loneliness. He felt rejection. He knows the feeling of being misunderstood. And because He knows, He comes closer when you hurt. He doesn't just offer comfort, He offers companionship. You are never really alone, even in your darkest hour. His hand is on your shoulder, His Spirit is within you, and His love surrounds you like a light that never goes out, even when your path feels dim. There is something sacred in your story, even in the chapters you wish you could erase. God doesn't look at your life and see mistakes, He sees moments He can redeem. He doesn't focus on where you've fallen, He focuses on how He will help you rise again. That's the heart of Jesus, to meet you where you are, not with shame, but with restoration. He lifts you without judgment. He loves you without condition. He welcomes you without hesitation. Everything you've been through, every scar, every tear, is being transformed into something that will bring beauty and hope, not just to you, but to others who will one day need your story to believe in their own healing. Type 555 if you are ready to receive healing. Healing often doesn't come all at once. It comes in pieces, small moments when the pain softens, when the fear loosens its grip, when the light starts to break through the cracks. Those moments matter. They are signs that God is moving, that Jesus is tending to your heart with a love that knows exactly what you need and when you need it. You are not behind. You are not doing it wrong. You are growing, healing, and becoming, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Grace does not rush. Love does not pressure. And God is not impatient with your process. There will be people who don't understand your journey, who question your choices, who fail to see the depth of your heart. That's okay. You don't need to be understood by everyone to be loved by God. His understanding goes deeper than any human mind can reach. He knows your heart in its fullness. He sees the hidden battles, the quiet victories, the late-night prayers. And He is proud of you. Not because you've done everything perfectly, but because you've stayed close to Him even when it was hard. That kind of faith is precious to heaven. That kind of faith opens doors that no one can close. Amen.